Hygiene is definitely cultural. If you'd like some proof to support my hypothesis, here you go.
Do you use a washcloth?
No, me either.
I think
disgusting.
Am I scrubbing my body with a washcloth?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
I know. I think we're.
That is like a UTI waiting to happen.
I think we're in the minority. I really do. No, I think we are.
People use washcloths?
I think so.
I'm not black. I'm not gonna wash my legs and feet.
You think that's just a black people thing?
Clearly.
My ass, so I do get yeast infections more often than most people. I stopped wiping my ass back in 2020 when COVID happened.
I don't wash my hands.
Oh, I was gonna say that too.
I don't care. I'm done. I'm done hiding it.
Oh, why do girls have to wash it? We don't touch nothing.
We don't even touch nothing.
I get when you take a shit. Like if I'm in a public restroom and there's people in the stalls, I will even after I pee go to the sink, wash the water, like pretend run the water, pretend I'm washing my hands.
Do you wash your legs in the shower?
No.
I do it if I have like plans.
Legs, bro, I wash my whole body.
Yes, and yes. What kind of question is that?
You have to. So why your legs specific?
Because I find in the white English culture, people say there's no need.
They don't wash their legs?
No.
Hey, what's up everybody? How are you doing? I'll be doing fine wherever you are today. As you know that this is your presenter, Ginger Stories, and as always with a thought-provoking video. Now, for the longest time, people have been asking this question. Is hygiene something which is cultural? Why am I saying this? Because white folks have come out publicly trying to say how they're not doing some things that to some other communities, especially comparatively with black folks, it is something which is so unhygiene to black folks, but to them, they feel like this is okay. So this makes people to argue, is hygiene something cultural? Having relevance to the points that white people gave as to why they don't do certain things, or certain things that show that really white folks are not that hygienically practiced or culturally oriented to be hygienic. The following are the reason. First, some white folks say that they don't wash clothes. Washing clothes are for poor people. True, they say that bacteria invest in washcloths, so they don't use washcloths. 3, they don't wash their feet. Most of them came out and say that they don't wash their feet. Some of them also say that they don't wash their towels, or at least they don't usually like using it. The 4th, some say that they don't wash, they share toothbrush, razors. Some also say that we don't use deodorants. Some also say that they don't wash their hands. Some also say that they don't shave. And some also say that we were never taught how to bathe. Some also went ahead by saying that they don't wash chicken before cooking. Some say that they wear one cloth for 4 days. So what does this shows you? Does this have anything with upbringing? Does this do with anything that is this something which is culturally oriented? I want to know your opinion. But there's something that I would like to note. This does not apply to every white folks, right? White folk, right? So just to watch this video because it's gonna be a little bit interesting getting the opinions as they try to say this. Watch the video, tell me what you think. If you like this video, kindly subscribe, share, so that people who are like-minded like you can also get to have a look at how some people perceive hygiene like culturally. Let's watch the video. I'll be back and then we'll have a commentary at the end of it all. Watch the video.
Is cultural. I made 2 other videos addressing this subject, and I get a slew of messages arguing against it and some arguing for it. All I have to say is this is probably the last video I'm making of it, but weekly people come on the internet and willingly share information about how they don't bathe or show us their non-hygienic practices, and there's a common denominator here.
Did you shower?
Yeah, why? Are you filming?
Did you wash your body?
Yes. Why?
Okay, let's see.
No, what are you doing? What? I didn't use that. I didn't use that either. What?
What did you use?
The water.
You didn't use any soap.
I used the water.
How did you wash your ass?
With water.
I'm the Miller to 6, and here are just a few things we do in our home to make our life a little bit more manageable. Bath and shower days are Sunday and Wednesday. If you need a bath in between that, then absolutely, but otherwise, that's good enough.
I was just informed that there are people who use washcloths in the shower. As a grown adult, are you serious? This can't be real. You're telling me that you are going to use a bacteria-infested cloth rather than just using your hands? Your hands are free, bro. The only valid tool/scrubber that you should be using in the shower, you could use a bar soap. It's literally more expensive to use a washcloth than not. So
What is going on? What is going on? What kind of psychopath washes your feet?
What?
Travis, don't act like you wash your
I'm not washing my feet every time, but after like a football practice, like at St. Joe, where my feet have just been like, yes, I wash my feet.
You're not washing. No,
yes,
you're like everybody else who, when you look down, if there's visible dirt on them, I'll scrub the dirt off. I don't even touch my feet. Why the fuck would I wash my feet? I'm not touching my feet unless I'm clipping my toenails. That's the only time I touch my feet.
Yeah, no, I'll do it after training camp practices. I've dealt with some like blisters and shit to where I got to wash my feet now.
How often to shower per week?
Yes. How many times do you think you should shower per week, according to dermatologists?
I don't care what they say. I'm going to say A.
The answer is actually B, 2 to 3 times per week.
There are 7 days in the week.
Yes, there are 7 days in the week. Now, the consensus is 2 to 3 times per week, but it does depend on the person. I'm looking at Al's face like, what is this? It depends on the person, your lifestyle, your skin type, your age.
Why would she say that?
How often do you wash your sheets and towels?
I never wash my towels. I say never, I mean like once a month or something. Never, because when I was younger, it was like never.
How many times do you use the same towel?
The whole time. I only have 2 towels. Yeah, and I use those for the month.
What's going on? Y'all are going to jail. Period.
Borrowing a bar of someone's soap that's been in their bum.
In there, how are you guys using soap at your house?
In and around your bum and your nethers.
Oh,
you know,
around.
zones.
I don't know about in.
But when you're soaping yourself up,
yeah.
Do you, Ryan?
You lather up your hands and then use your hands.
What?
How are you using soap?
Is that actually how you use a bar of soap?
Is that how you not? Do you use soap at your house?
Taking the bar into the areas that it needs to go. Are you supposed to just flap it up in your hands and then scrub like this?
Wash your feet while you're in the shower. Wash them.
Oh, no.
This is an ongoing debate. No. We still don't even have our votes in for this one because people are still
Okay,
voting.
here's the thing. So bending over to wash your feet?
Yes.
Okay, I just feel like everything's rolling on down that way anyway.
I mean,
You're getting clean because the dial
100%.
So y'all are on here sharing deodorant, sharing razors, sharing loofahs, and sharing toothbrushes, and sharing that information willingly. I made a video a couple of weeks ago that said that hygiene was cultural. And while there was a slew of arguments for or against that hypothesis, this week I've been minding my business on the internet, and there's been a certain subset of people that have been coming online and telling us they don't wash it.
I'm in the shower last night, and my husband comes in to get ready for work, and he's like, I can't find my deodorant. I'm like, our son used it. I bet he took it. Why can't he just have his own? And I was like, why would he have his own? I'm not paying for a whole nother stick of deodorant. He's like, that's gross, right? And I was like, no, it's not. I said, no, we need to get our own. I was like, I'm not buying 5 to 8 sticks of deodorant every month. I'm not spending $60 to $80 on deodorant just so everybody can have their own stick. And
I made the conscious decision to stop washing my hands. I think when I was in college, because one of my good friends from college also doesn't wash her hands, and it was like how we had that bonding experience.
I don't really trust people that wash their hands because, well, one, I don't think it does anything to actually wash. It doesn't do anything to actually wash.
Give me a minute.
When you shower, what's the first thing you wash?
Okay, I definitely go hair first.
Do you wash your hair every time?
Yeah.
With shampoo?
Well, I only take like one shower every 6 days, so.
Right, so you start with hair.
Start with hair.
And then
I'll normally do conditioner and then face wash. Then I get out. I do not wash my body.
Yeah,
it's a waste of time. The soap like runs down you.
Sure.
God have mercy upon us.
We use clinical strength deodorant, so you don't need to reapply during the day, ever. In fact, if you don't take a shower the next day, you're still covered. We also share razors and we also share loofahs. Mind blown that all of you people out there are getting different loofahs, different towels, different body washes, different shampoo, different hairbrushes. Are you kidding me? This is...
I don't shave. I don't comb my hair. I don't take a shower. If anything, I might. Here's the thing. I don't take a traditional shower. I don't use soap. I don't use soap. Like, this hair has never been washed. The beard has never been washed. There's never been soap on my chest. Right? We have well water. We have a lake. We jump in the lake. We get into a cold plunge.
What's wrong with y'all? You niggas are crazy.
I never even thought about this. Me and Kevin share everything. We have we deodorant, we toothbrush, we soap, we shower together. Oh my God, do you share deodorant?
Wait a damn minute.
And I've never used a washcloth in my life. So, no, but like, if you think about it, it's my mother who never really taught me how to bathe.
I find it hilarious that there's so many comments like this in this comment section that it must be just white Americans. First of all, I never said it's all white people who are like this. I said it's cultural, and there definitely is a split between certain people and certain people. But don't forget where white Americans come from, Europe.
Do you wash your legs in the shower?
I don't really know. The water kind of goes that way anyway.
Wash my legs before a night out and after a football game, but only then.
God have mercy upon us.
Did I go again? Period? 3 to 5 times. Period. 3 gånger och en gång. Period.
Wait a damn minute.
As the stereotype goes, the one about questionable hygiene, a poll from 2012 found that 20% of French people don't shower every day. That's 1 in 5, which things were a little different not that long ago, just a few decades. Take a listen.
Oh, at least 2 times a week. In the winter. I wash more in the summer. Every day.
Wow. The pressure is getting worse.
Hey, what are you doing?
What do you mean? I'm washing the dishes.
But you don't rinse the soap?
No, I just let it drain.
And you wash all the dishes in 1 tub of water?
Yeah, that's how we do it here in the UK.
Brother, what's that?
Also, as an American, Europeans, you need to listen carefully to these words. Once a day, every day, because the climate is changing and Europe is getting warmer, preferably in the morning, you need to put on some deodorant under your arms. Doesn't have to be made of aluminum, doesn't have to be name brand, just can't be something like a mint sprig. It's gotta be real deodorant.
Do you wash chicken before you cook it?
No. No.
Nah.
No. Should I?
Do you wash chicken before you cook it?
Of course. Are you mad?
Of course I wash chicken before I cook it. I cannot cook a chicken without washing it. What's the matter with you?
That animal is like, why are you not going to clean it? Because I went to school with all white people and I had to explain this. I don't want to hear, oh, it's spreading more germs. I'm like, I feel like I've seen stuff about this and you shouldn't wash chicken. Because
Les Français sont sales, crasseux. Ils ne sont que 25% à se laver tous les jours.
Ça va faire 33 jours et 4 heures que je me porte les mêmes fringues.
Tu te laves tous les 4 jours?
Pas forcément parce que je vais à la piscine.
My children probably bathe maybe once a week. Maybe, and when they don't use.
Michael's a fourth Japanese. He thinks they have to bathe every day. Can you?
Because why would you need to? Why are they dirty? We're children. I'm not going to fight with my kids over little stupid things like bathing.
So you don't make them bathe every day. You'll just do when they want to once a week.
If it's once a week, like now they swim. We have a pool and they swim in the summer. So I guess we call that bathing. So it's probably even less than that.
Wow, the pressure is getting worse.
It's definitely cultural. To say you don't wash your children and you allow your children to do whatever they want to do, and because they go into a pool and they swim in the summer, those are your bathing days, is absolutely diabolical. What about the chlorine water? Sweat and chlorine are considered a bath now. Got it. To justify this by saying you're providing your kids autonomy, you can do that. You can teach your children how to be self-dependent and self-reliant and make decisions without having them smell like funk. I think the funniest part about this video is her saying he's a fourth Japanese, so he thinks they need to wash every day. Yes. Yes, they do. Take a page out of his book or his grandfather's book, whoever it was, and wash those damn kids. Wow. For me, being black, there's so many things I find wrong with this. Mainly that your children need structure, routine, and guidance as to how to bathe, clean, and maintain themselves as adults. If you're telling your children who are 7, 10, and 15 they don't need to shower, especially after playing outside all day and being in a pool, imagine why they smell the way they do when it rains outside.
Okay, so I really didn't want to believe it was true, but I just had a little situation in the dental's office. Nothing crazy, but listen up, because I need your opinion too. So I've been watching a lot on the social media lately, and they've been saying that a certain sublet of people, hygiene is cultural. They're saying they don't be washing their hands, they don't be washing their body. Maybe it's not an everyday thing. It's optional, that kind of thing. So I need to know, what is your take? What is your thoughts on that? And the only reason why I said that is because I had to use the restroom before I went into get this procedure done on my teeth. And there was somebody in there before me. Now, my good sis did not tell me that there was no paper towels to wipe one's hands. There was actually none in there. I had to ask them for it. So that meant that my good sis did not wash her hands, which sounds utterly disgusting to me. But like I said, a certain sublet of people have been rising up to say how they don't wash their hands every day. They don't wash their body every day. Maybe every 6 days, something like that. They felt like that was sufficient. So I need to know, what say you?
I was just informed that there are people who use washcloths in the shower.
Oh, I have so much to say about this. There is a creator on this app, and I'm gonna tag his name. I don't know, Indie Ivy, I think it is, and he makes a lot of posts talking about how cleanliness or hygiene is cultural, and it really is. And he highlights that there's a lot of white people that do a lot of strange things, and it's not saying all palm-colored people or white people. They'll probably take this post down because I said that. It's not all, but it's some, and it's a cultural thing where they don't bathe regularly, and they don't use washcloths. So I'm here to tell you, I have a story of a patient that was taking a shower, and I was like, oh, okay, let me get you some washcloths. And the patient was like, washcloths? I never really understood how to use a washcloth. And I was like, I'm sorry, what? And he said that he never really understood how to use a washcloth and what it's used for. And I was like, sir, you just take that soap that you have right there. You put this, first of all, you get the washcloth really, really wet. You put the soap on the washcloth and lather it up, and you scrub your body. And he was fucking amazed by this. And he said, you could take that and wash your body? And I'm like, yeah. And just to say this. I said, sir, you take one wipe, wash one part of your body, then you take another one. You need multiple washcloths because you don't want to use something that you washed your nether regions with in your face or any other part of your body. And then you want to wash your legs with a different washcloth. So he was just amazed, and it amazed me. So he was palm colored, and I've never seen that, even with other palm colored people ask me that question, and it blew my mind.
Welcome back to the channel. Just hope that you're great. Just hope that you're fine wherever you are today. Now, let's have a deep exploration of this. Some people say that hygiene is not cultural, but the debate over hygiene practices, whether they are universal or culturally influenced, has been reignited by revelations from some white people that they do not wash their feet, reuse towels without washing them, share toothbrushes and razors, or even neglect washing their hands. This has sparked discussion whether hygiene is cultural construct or just a universal standard. Now, we need to look at this deeply. Let's look at the historical evolution of hygiene. Hygiene has existed in human societies for thousands of years, but different cultures have had vastly different approaches to cleanliness. Let's look at the ancient civilization and Egypt, talking about the Moors, the black folks, right? In ancient Egypt, cleanliness was deeply ingrained in religious and daily life. The Moors bathed regularly, using scented oils, and shaved their bodies for hygiene purposes. The Roman built sophisticated bathhouses, which were communal spaces for washing and relaxation. Islamic cultures have historically emphasized hygiene, with Quran mandating ablution, wudu, before prayer, and encouraging regular bathing, oral hygiene using miswak, and washing hands after eating. European hygiene in the Middle Ages. In contrast, the medieval Europe experienced long periods where hygiene was neglected. During the Dark Ages, bathing was discouraged in some Christian communities due to beliefs that exposing the body was sinful. The spread of Black Death, bubonic plague, in the 14th century was worsened by poor sanitation, leading to eventual realization that hygiene was linked to disease prevention. Thus, hygiene is not inherently cultural, but the practices associated with it are shaped by historical, religious, and environmental factors. The role of culture in hygiene practices also important. Cultural norms influence how people perceive cleanliness. What is considered clean in one culture may not be the same in another. Now, Western versus non-Western hygiene. Let's have a look. In some Western societies, there is an emphasis on daily showering, but other less focus on washing feet or other hidden parts of the body. In African, Asian, and Middle Eastern culture, washing feet is essential, often tied to religious and environmental factors. Many Africans and Asians, black people in general, use water for cleaning after using the toilet, whereas many Western cultures rarely rely solely on toilet paper. The question about the American soap and deodorant culture. The West, particularly the US, has a strong consumer-driven hygiene industry, with advertising promoting deodorants, mouthwashes, and antibacterial soaps. However, this does not always translate to thorough personal hygiene. Some people may shower daily but neglect handwashing or rewear unwashed clothes. Hygiene as a social class marker. In many cultures, hygiene practices also differentiate social classes. Historically, the wealthy had access to fresh water, soaps, and perfumes, while the poor struggled with limited resources. This divide persists today, where access to clean water and sanitary facilities still determines hygiene habits in many parts of the world. Another thing that I would like to touch about when having this talk or debate is economic and environmental influences on hygiene. First, hygiene is not just cultural. It is also shaped by economics and the environment. First is access to water and sanitation. In developed nations, clean water is abundant, making regular bathing easier. Also, in developing regions, water scarcity can limit how often people bathe or wash their clothes. Climate and hygiene. Hot and humid climates like those in Africa and South Asia necessitates frequent bathing due to sweating. Colder climates like Northern Europe historically saw less frequent bathing due to the difficulty of heating water. Talking about industrialization and hygiene. As societies became more industrialized, workplace hygiene became important. Laws were introduced to prevent food contamination, encouraging sanitation and enforcing cleanliness in public spaces. Also, the fourth thing that I'm going to be talking about is hygiene and science. Hygiene and science. The health perspective. While hygiene practices are influenced by culture, scientific research confirms the direct link between cleanliness and health. And washing and disease prevention. Studies shows that washing hands with soap reduces the spread of diseases by up to 50%. Yet surveys have shown that a significant percentage of people, especially in Western countries, do not wash their hands after using the bathroom. What's the importance of washing feet? A lot of people are being asked this question in the interview. Do you wash your feet? Black folks are saying, yeah, we wash our feet. White folks are saying, nah, I got nothing to do with that. Now, what's the importance of washing feet? Feet accumulate sweat, bacteria, and fungi, leading to infections if not cleaned. Some cultures emphasize foot washing, while others neglect it because it is not visible as the face or hands. Towels and razor sharing. Risk of infection. Sharing razors can transmit infections like hepatitis and bacterial skin condition. Towels, when not washed regularly, accumulate mold, bacteria, and fungi, leading to potential skin problems. Now, let's go to the debate. The debate: is hygiene a choice or a cultural construct? The revelation that some white people do not wash their feet, towels, or hands regularly has led to debates about whether hygiene is cultural or a personal choice. Western individualism versus collective hygiene. In many Western cultures, there is greater focus on individual choice, meaning hygiene practices are often left to personal preferences. In many African and Asian societies, there is a stronger communal emphasis on hygiene, with social norms reinforcing cleanliness. The privilege of neglecting hygiene. Some argue that only people in wealthy nations with access to clean environments can afford to be lax about hygiene. In less privileged communities, poor hygiene can lead to life-threatening diseases, making cleanliness non-negotiable. Generational differences is also my talking point. Older generations, particularly those who lived through hardship, tend to emphasize strict hygiene, while younger generations, especially in developed countries, may not see it as urgent. Now, hygiene is not entirely cultural. This is my conclusion. But culture plays a significant role in shaping hygiene practices. While basic cleanliness is a universal necessity for health, different societies have developed distinct approaches to hygiene based historical environment and religious influences. The discussion sparked by white people revealing their lax hygiene habits raises valid questions about whether hygiene is prioritized equally across cultures. However, science confirms that practices such as washing hands, cleaning feet, and not sharing personal hygiene items are essential for health. Ultimately, hygiene is a blend of cultural norms, personal habits, scientific knowledge, and environmental factors. While some hygiene practices may be more common in certain cultures, basic cleanliness should be a universal priority. These are presenter Jinduk Stories, and I'm hoping that you're fine. Thank you for watching the video, and if you're watching this video for the first time, I'll most definitely ask you to subscribe to the channel, join our membership, and really get so we can offer you. But until then, let me see you in my next video. Peace, love, and harmony. Salute.